Hey, my friends, it is TexAgs Rewind here on a Friday. Appreciate everybody listening and hanging out with us here on the show. This is presented by T-Mobile, and they want to remind you to visit T-Mobile.com/AcrossAmerica to learn more how you can get value and coverage with T-Mobile. The Friday show had a lot to get into. And Jimbo's still top of mind, so of course we had to get into Jimbo and how he's taking recruiting to this high level. We did that with OB here during the show. We also had Sam Bennett in the studio. My first chance to talk to the number one golfer in the entire country. It was great to chat with him around Aggieland with Richard Zane in Antarctica. Appreciate Richard coming on the show. And John Pugliese getting us ready for A&M versus Missouri this weekend. It is TexAgs Rewind presented by T-Mobile. You remember that feeling with Johnny where, like, for me, it was weird because A&M was cool, like, in certain communities, but it was like A&M was a global brand when Johnny was here. Everybody was talking about us. I kind of feel that same way with Jimbo in a different way. Like, we are just a brand, baby, and people know us.
Well, Jimbo is making it cool, I guess. I think, winning is always cool. And I think kids are smarter, I think, than some media that can look at and say, oh, yeah, they had their backup quarterback, But recruiting has always, first and foremost, been about relationships.
Yeah.
And Jimbo look at Elijah Robinson. What an amazing job that guy has done. Terry Price, he's been a successful recruiter for I don't know how long. And Santucci apparently is really good, a heck of a recruiter. So he relates well with kids, and then all the bells and whistles are there. I don't know if when I think of A&M as the cool place to be, I don't know if that comes to mind. But I think what happens is once you get here, and that's has always been the first thing, get somebody on campus, and they go, wait a minute.
This place is great.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you're in somewhere in Florida that you've ever thought, hey, man, what's a cool college to go to? You're probably thinking, USC. Or something like that. I don't know if A&M comes to mind, but you got recruiters that can get you on campus, and then when you get here, it's not just the football facilities. I took a tour of the engineering building. Right. I'm like, holy cow! Look at everything is first rate here. My wife, who went to Cal Berkeley, was saying, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing. We didn't have study places like this."
Yeah.
And then you see all the things that the athletic department has to offer, from the great food in the Slocum Center to just the like you said, the atmosphere at a game and the fan support and it's all there. I used to say, what does A&M need to have a championship caliber program that is not provided now? And the answer is nothing. What they needed was a championship caliber coach.
Got it.
And they got it now.
Check.
And so now you're seeing everything. And it's always, get the guys here. If you get the guys here, then A&M will sell itself to a certain degree. And I don't know how many guys you could make an NFL team out of guys that A&M finished second for.
Sure. Talk about your relationship with him and how he set you on this path.
Yeah, he was my role model and still is. Everything I do now is, because of him, and it was. And I had it was a tough. Last spring, even when I was winning all these tournaments and getting these accomplishments, playing in PJ Tour events and all this stuff, my life still, it kind of sucked. I didn't enjoy it. I wasn't happy. I was kind of depressed. I was like, he's not even, I'm winning, but he's still alive and has no clue what's going on. He didn't know who I was, didn't know who any of us was. And that's why it was really tough, is I was accomplishing everything I wanted to accomplish and what he wanted me to accomplish. And yet he still didn't know. And that was kind of tough for me. But he's helped me a lot in everything that I do. And, I know he'd be happy not only in like my wins and everything I've accomplished, just the kind of the man I'm growing into be. Really, he never really cared what I shot on the course or what I scored, as long as I was respecting the game and being a gentleman to my player competitors and just, respecting the game. And yeah, I look up to him, and I know he's up in heaven looking down, happy as ever.
Yeah, he's absolutely happy. And for those who don't know, you lost him to early onset Alzheimer. He also gave you some great advice that you have now kept close to your heart and on your body.
Yeah, on my left forearm, don't wait to do something.
Can you show the camera?
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll be able to zoom in on that, but it's on there. I see it.
Yeah, but I look at that I look at it every time, and it's something I draw back to on the golf course and off the golf course.
So don't wait to do something. To you, that means just go ahead and go accomplish all your goals.
Just go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing in general. Just one of the last things he said, one of the last conversations that we're kind of able to have before he, stopped being able to communicate.
Yeah, it's just wonderful that you guys are so close, and that you're playing at such a high level and dealing with that. The mental side of golf is so important, and you were playing well, but still battling some demons through that. How did you battle back?
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. I mean, I've just stayed strong. Golf is all between the ears, and I feel like that's what separates me from the rest is my mental game. Is when I tee it up, is my determination, my confidence level, how I think on the course, how I prepare, all that kind of stuff. Kind of deals with some of the stuff that I was dealing with Dad, just staying strong and knowing that, kind of time heals everything. But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I still sit back and reflect, and all the stuff that I've been through it's kind of crazy to me what I was able to accomplish going through some of the stuff. And, luckily Ryan Pittsinger here at A&M, our psychologist, he's helped me out a lot, and I couldn't be more thankful for him. And, Corton, he's kind of my coach. He's kind of taken over the father side since I lost Dad, and he's helped me out with a bunch of stuff. And I just had a lot of support and teammates, and everybody at A&M so great. So I've had the path to success kind of set up for me.
Let's go to Antarctica, where we find Richard Zane, who's been held there because of terrible weather. Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, David, my part of College Station is just frozen. Couldn't get out this morning.
What's up, brother?
Not much, man. I'm probably having a better day than Brian Harson, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is true. This is true, man. So what's going on in your world?
Okay, so around Aggieland, the GOAT reached another milestone last night. Gary Blair won his 850th career game as the Aggies took down Arkansas at Reed Arena 77-64. How about this? Kayla Wells, a career-high 30 points. Destiny Pitts had a double-double with 11 points and 12 rebounds. Aaliyah Patty, 19 rebounds as well. The Aggies will hit the road on Sunday as they head to Kentucky to face the Wildcats, an 11 a.m. Tip-off on ESPN2. On the men's side, they'll be at Reed Arena on Saturday afternoon facing Missouri, a 3 o'clock tip on ESPN2. Of course, A&M beat Mizzou on January the 15th, 67-64. The Aggies are looking to snap a 5-game losing streak in conference. Elsewhere, we've got track and field in action this weekend over at the Gilliam Indoor Track Stadium, hosting the Charlie Thomas Invitational. Friday and Saturday. It begins at 2:30 today, 2 o'clock tomorrow. Streaming. The finals are streaming on Saturday. Equestrian stayed idle at number 2 in the country, although Haley Redifer was named the NCEA Fences Rider of the Month. Men's golf finished 7th at the CBES Invitational. They'll be back in action next week. You heard Sam Bennett. They're traveling to Hawaii. Must be nice to be a golfer. Women's tennis is back in action on Sunday. They host SMU, looking to continue a perfect start. They're currently 8-0 and ranked 8th in the country. Jim Schlossnagels announced a new radio show that'll begin later this month. Softball's 1 week away, and your boy G. Guerreri announced a 5-game spring slate that'll begin February the 25th against Lamar at Ellis Field. David?
Appreciate you, Richard. Thanks very much, man.
Of course, stay warm, David. It's dangerous out there.
Bundle up, buddy. One of the other things that I've noticed is that even in these transition buckets that they're able to try to get, they're so quick about one pass shot. Like, there's not a lot of ball movement. And I still think you don't have to be a very good half-court team to have ball movement. Am I wrong in here?
No, you're not. I mean, transition is about taking advantage of the opportunity that's presented, right? If you can break out and you can get a good shot for one of the guys who should shoot that shot, then it's great. I like transition threes for my guards if they can shoot them. I like, attacking the basket and drawing kick and making a play in transition. but you have to have some level of patience, and you have to understand time and score. You have to understand time and score. If you're a couple possessions in a row where you're not getting a good shot or you don't get a basket, well, then maybe, even though I might have an advantage, maybe I should bring it out and I should recognize, okay, this is a really important possession, right? And that's what I don't think this team has really evolved to. I don't think they understand how important every single possession is and how important it is to control and dominate. I'm going back to football, but the line of scrimmage, which I equate to a couple things, but one of them being free throws. This A&M team, they're 117 of 174 from the line, and their opponents are 154 of 208. Good teams make more than their opponents take. And this team's not even close. So how do they get to that? It's about being smart, getting the ball in the right positions, and making those plays. Those are winning plays. We have to make more winning plays.
So there's the Missouri game coming up, a game that I think that they should win, but I don't know what team's going to show up. And then it gets hard again with LSU and Auburn. How much did this Missouri game set them up for potential future success?
Well, if you can beat Missouri at home, which they beat Mizzou 67-64 on the road in a tough game, right? If they can beat Missouri at home, you got LSU coming here, which will help you. It doesn't mean that you're going to win that game, but it will help you. You need to try and roll a couple in here. This team is very much on the outside looking in right now, but it's not like they can't go on a run and win a few games and set themselves up for a better seed in the SEC tournament, which, that is the end all be all for this group. You have to set yourself up so that you can make a run in the SEC tournament and potentially then put yourself in a position to be playing for an NCAA tournament berth, which, is difficult to look at right now considering you've lost 5 in a row. But start with Missouri, win that game. You got two of your next 3 at home. Like that's important. So get to that point. But it definitely starts with the Missouri team who's reeling. Like they're just not very good.
Right.
Kwanzaa is on the end of his rope at Missouri in terms of his time left. Like he's on his way out, so they've got to turn it around, and I'm sure they'd like to win this A&M game. It's as important for them as it is for A&M.
Want you to like, subscribe, comment, share, rate, review, tell your friends about it. It is TexAgs Rewind presented by T-Mobile. We'll see you guys next week.